Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. It's been a hot minute since the last one, hasn't it? It's been a while, to be honest. Yeah, in this video, I'm going to be doing some draws for Ramza's LD weapon, and maybe, possibly, potentially the burst weapon, but the burst is not what I'm aiming for in these pulls. I mean, you know, Ramza is an absolute favourite of mine. In fact, he is probably one of my favourite characters in the entire goddamn series. His kind of brand of idealism and the views that he has, like him or not, agree with him or not, you've got to respect it. You know, like when I was playing through Final Fantasy Tactics the first time, I think I first played it when I was about well, I played it over 10 years ago, but I wasn't a kid anymore. I was like 18 when I first played it, because I played it on emulator. Because the original Tactics was not released in the EU regions, in the PAL regions, unfortunately. So I had to discover it through the joy of emulation. And when I first played it, I was like, oh my god, this game is absolutely amazing. I understand why everyone raves about it so much. I understand why it's such a cult classic, and I really like Tactics. It was actually my first strategy RPG. And then I wouldn't play any more strategy RPGs until Fire Emblem way down the line, when I became kind of obsessed with the genre. It was only when I played the War of the Lions retranslation, the localized version from the War of the Lions on the PSP and the Android. Whoever is behind the localization team, whoever did the script, I think it's possibly the same team that worked on Final Fantasy XII, but they are absolutely amazing, because I was blown away. I was like, not only do I understand the story in so much more detail now, but the speeches that people would go on, and the points that they were making, the way the plot went, it was kind of like, I mean, it was like that old style English, you know, it was like pseudo-Shakespearean kind of thing. You know, it was more Shakespeare than Chaucer, thank God, because Chaucer would have been like, would have ruined it, in my opinion. It would have been too far back. But it really made an impression on me, and I was like, damn. I mean, I know it's just a game, but it's pretty good writing as far as games go. It's not a Xenogears. I don't think it quite reaches those lofty heights, but it's still very, very good. And Ramza made a huge impression on me, and he's been like probably one of my favourite male characters in the series since. Yuna's up there on the female side, but it's about time that Ramza returned to prominence. Here is his burst and his LD. It is the debut of the LD call abilities. Ramza and Machina are the first ones to receive them. And we also have this free daily single draw, which is kind of interesting. We don't have any free multis on this banner, but we will be having them, I believe, on banners going forwards, which is why I basically need to keep it in my pants and only pull for his LD weapon, despite the fact that I really, really, really want the burst. So I'm going to be pulling for LD. If I get burst early, I'm not going to lie, I'll actually be really happy with that, because I want to use it. But if I don't, then I'll satisfy myself with the LD. That came out wrong. And then on the next banners, I'll just take the free multis, and I will go in for the BT with Caius, probably? Question mark? Unless Balthier comes out after Caius, I forget the schedule. If Balthier comes out after Caius, I'll pity it on Balthier's banners. And Balthier is a whole other thing that I'll talk about near when the time comes. Yeah, I don't want to get into that now. So, without further ado, we have this free draw. Let's jump into it and see how we do on this one. Oh my god, it's a gold orb. Are you serious? Okay, what's in here? Okay, go. Oh my god, it's either EX. I really wanted that. I really wanted that. That's awesome. That is an insane free pull. You saw it here first. Okay, you saw it here. That is an insane free pull. I am very happy with that, because I've wanted Ida for the longest time. I think there was a banner in the past that had Ida on it, and I wanted to pull it there, but I didn't. I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, I've been wanting her EX for ages. Not enough to pull for it when it first came out, but she looks kind of fun, and she is one of the synergy characters for the Diabolos farming. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna build up Ida, to be honest. I kind of wanted to do that for a while now. I think my farm team is gonna be like Ramza, Machina, and Ida. I already have Machina's LD weapon and his EX, so he'll be a very easy one to get the LD boards for. Speaking of which, Balthier with no LD boards. That's an interesting decision. I mean, it makes sense because it's the least amount of work for the development team in terms of them being able to rework Balthier for JP content when he comes out in the future, right? Because it's his LD extension boards that are going to get his LD ability up to par with whatever the hell JP will look like by the time that he comes out over there. But it's a little bit disappointing, I'm not going to lie, because I think his LD call would have been amazing if they could have implemented it over here. I think it would have been great as a call effect. And yeah, it just kind of hits different because everyone that's going to be coming out, they all have LD boards, which means they can all be used as LD calls, you know. And the characters that we've got coming out, I mean, even if you remove Balthier from the equation, right? Like, yeah, I know his auras are amazing, but I know there's been some, like, I'm talking about him anyway, aren't I? I know there's been some skepticism about his base kit, not particularly being amazing for Lufenia, and to be honest, I agree with that. I think the closest comparisons that he has right now is like basically another version of Kurasame, just that increases brave damage for the party, takes way too long to actually get those party buffs online, yeah, he doesn't rely on his own imperil, so his damage might be higher in the end, because in practice, even though Kurasame can potentially do a lot of damage, in reality, because of brave damage reduction, and the fact that he basically needs his imperil to do anything worth of anything, in practice he tends not to end up hitting that hard. So I think Balthier has the potential to do more damage personally than Kurasame, and his auras are pretty nice, but like, I mean, at least it gives me an excuse to use Balthier, right? Because I know I wanted to use him before, but I can't remember if I pulled his EX or not. If I did, I think I left him at 1 out of 3, because he could perform with that. So, yeah, it'll be something I can do. But anyway, let's keep going. Yeah, so so we removed him from the equation, but we've still got characters coming out. Like, we've got Ramza now. We've got, like, I mean, Machina. Yeah, Machina. I mean, in my opinion, he won't stick around long enough to really count, just like every other time he's been released, sadly. But then we've got, like, we've got Kryl coming up with the FEOD 20, like Dimensions N20. We've got Hope, like the only magic imperil in the game, with insane overheals. We've got Jack, who, like, I think people should even possibly prioritize to pull solely based on the LD ability alone, because the debuff is like minus 50% defense and 30% additional brave damage taken. That is ridiculous. You stick that Jack debuff on someone and you get that out to full stacks before you pop someone's burst, and they are just going to be hitting tons of damage. Like, it's so facilitative that I believe it's even used on JP today, which is saying something. So I'm definitely going in for Jack, even if I don't use him in my main lineup. So we've got Jack, we've got Hope, we've got Kryl, and then coming up, like in the following months, we've got Onion Knight, which is like, Onion Knight is bonkers to start with because it's like a free skill for the whole party. And you pair that with Ultimecia, like with her skill 2, or you pair it with someone like Arciela who restores her skills with a Crystal 65. You get the 65 for free. There's some silly shenanigans you can do with Onion Knight as well. And then like waiting in the wings, we've got fucking Paladin Cecil, who is just the absolute god tier unit of, like, absolute fucking unit of support and damage and everything. Like, he's silly. To the extent that Holy Absorb is really the only thing that can stop him. And even then, people would probably still find a way to use him, I'm going to guess. Especially on the global side. I've seen some pretty wacky team comps. So we've got all these crazy-ass characters coming up. And through a combination of luck, fortune, and a little bit of whalage, I have enough to get everything that I want. But there are many people who are not in such a fortunate position with their resources, and in those cases I would honestly say, like, weigh your options carefully, because everyone coming out is awesome. And like, I mean, Kryl as a call ability is actually really good, and so's Hope. Like, you don't even have to have them on your team, because you get the main benefits from the kit just by having them in the CA. So yeah, that's another reason I'm a little bit miffed about the leading man's treatment. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm grateful for a global first. It keeps the game exciting, or at least, you know, More than it would otherwise have been. But still. Anyway. I have been rambling for a fair amount of time now while pulling, and it is not looking particularly promising at the moment, but we've got everything still to play for because I've only pulled like 30 tickets. I wished that the 10-spin ticket QOL had been implemented in this app update. That would have made my day. And because it was anniversary, I really figured they were going to do it. I thought they were going to do this in Auto Plus, but I guess not. Maybe the JP build is too far in the future, but to be honest, I thought we'd achieved build parity the last update that we had, but maybe not. Oh well, it is what it is. I'm a patient man, I can wait. I'll just play pre-Conne in the meantime. I've been playing Princess Connect recently. Like it's just come out. Like, don't get me wrong. I think Crunchyroll sucks a big one, and the customer support and the PR team and whatever in that game cannot even remotely begin to hold a candle to Josh and the guys at Square Enix. Like, the one thing I will say about this game is that the community managers and the community engagement is absolutely astounding. It's the best I've seen in any English language gacha ever. So they set the bar really high, and I've not seen anyone beat them. So it's always a little disappointing when you go and when you go and you mess around with another gacha game on the side. Well, I mean, I do sometimes. I play for a few weeks and then end up quitting. But yeah, it's always disappointing when you jump ship over to something else for a little bit and you just see that the community engagement is wank compared to Opera Omnia. Like DFFOO's really built different, Makes you realize what you have. This game will come to an end someday. It's been going for we just had the 3-year global anniversary. So they'll be coming up in JP on the 4th anniversary, which is kind of insane. This game has been going a fair while now, as far as mobile games are concerned. It has really been going for a while. But it will come to an end someday. I don't know when the someday is. I assume as soon as it no longer is profitable enough. But it will shut down, and that's kind of sad to think about, because I have had a lot of good times with this game. I've really enjoyed it. More than I thought I would. I barely even spend that much anymore. It is so... ever since the introduction of the summon boards, it's so free-to-play friendly that, literally the only reason you would need to spend money is because you like seeing costumes, or because you want to support the developers, or because you just want to randomly purple a bunch of units that nobody would use otherwise. That's really about it. I mean, it's rougher to start with. To be honest, I wouldn't want to be starting the game now because there's so many mechanics. So you probably have to reconcile yourself to the fact that unless you grinded super hard, you're probably not going to get to end game content within any sort of reasonable time frame. But if you can take the game at your own pace and just kind of strengthen your roster and then build up your resources and then just go all in on a few banners and then just grind up a core team of characters and then kind of work your way out from there. You can definitely do it. You can definitely catch up. There's a lot of catch-up mechanisms that I've noticed that'll definitely make it a more streamlined experience for newer players compared to what we had to go through back in the day. Anyone remember the Hope Dojo? I sure don't. I've repressed those fucking memories. But yeah, one day all good things must come to an end, as they say. I didn't expect to enjoy this game this much. It's really surprised me, and it makes me happy because I do love Final Fantasy. So the franchise appeal is definitely part of it. Come on, Gold. Let's bring up the Freight EX. Okay. Well, there is a sphere I don't need. I might sell this. HP up all, 10%. I've forgotten if I still have my actual D sphere. If I don't, I might pull another one because I know Porum down the line actually gets good use out of it. She's the one character in the freaking roster. Because when Porum gets LD, I think the damage of the follow-up attack is based off your party's total health. So that's interesting. But otherwise it's almost a useless sphere, unless you're getting one shot for some bizarre reason. And characters like Bash and Wall and Gladio are not enough for some reason. And Gabranth, technically, he can reduce HP, and Hope, they can reduce HP damage too. Ah, come on. Alright, well, I think I've rambled for long enough. So at this point, I'm just gonna probably skip forward in the video until we get something interesting. Hopefully we do. And yeah, I'll catch you, I guess I'll catch you there. Oh, here's a gold. Okay, okay. First gold I've had in a while. Okay, let's see. Let's go. LD. Come on, LD. 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 3AX. Of course it is. Well, my Porum follow-up attacks are going to be hitting really goddamn hard if I get all those spheres. Ah, fuck it, man. Alright, so I'm in the sub 300 ticket range now, which is kind of sad to see. I haven't been here in a while. I know. The voice of privilege. Yeah, my tickets are plummeting for sure. I'm not seeing too much interesting. But it's all good, that's what happens. I genuinely welcome the opportunity to replenish my Power Stone stacks a little bit. The only thing I don't like about pulling so many tickets is that it takes so much goddamn time! Oh my god, I've been sitting here spamming the fucking left click for God knows how long right now. Which is why I was really hoping for those 10 pulls. But alas, it was not to be. Okay, nice, I've got enough E-35s to MLB that. That's good. Yeah, come on. Fuck it. Yeah, my Power Stone stash recently has kind of been in a bit of a friggin' nosedive, like a bit of a free fall, because I have been a lucky bar steward, and I've been pulling stuff left and right. So I do welcome the opportunity to replenish my reserves a little, because I mean we'll be getting stonks resources from Divine Diabolos anyway, right? Like 400 tickets, 40k gems, 5 of each ingot if memory serves. And you probably get something else as well, but I can't remember. Maybe books or something. I don't know if you get books. I know you get ingots. Oh wow, back-to-back golds. That's nice. See, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get some stonage up in here. That'll be pretty nice. Because like the last thing I want to do is end up pulling on a banner and then just end up having to pull more because I don't have enough stones to let MLB anything. I know there's a few people in that position too. Like, to be honest, if I was in that position, I wouldn't even be pulling. Because, like, what's the point of pulling something only to be unable to build it up? And then by the time you do build it up, there'll be something better later down the line that's going to be, like, better to pull for. So then you're just kind of stuck in this negative resource feedback loop where you're constantly scrambling to play catch-up. Like, in my opinion, I would be... If I was in that position, I would just not do any pulls and I would save my resources like a freaking Ebenezer Scrooge, and then I would just wait until like a hype banner comes out, and then I would just go all in and I would try and get like natural MLBs through dupes. That's the best way to play catch up with Power Stones, if you ask me. Or, you know, you can just kind of like get cursed on your RNG and have to pull like a stupid amount anyway. That also happens. I mean, I haven't been there in a while. Oh shit, here's a gold. Okay, maybe I'm still not going to be there. Let's see. Okay, Ida EX number 2. Okay. That makes the free one ever so slightly less impressive, but never mind. See, this is really nice because it's brave damage, but the condition for it is so... shit. You have to attack an enemy not targeting you, so that's like basically only ever going to work if you have a tank in the team. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I mean, you've got Gao's A Spear too, right? 10% brave damage at max health. At least someone like Palin Cecil could get a lot of mileage out of that. Or like maybe Theodore. Those two, for sure. But, sneak attack? Really? I'm not so sure about that one, Chief. Because that wouldn't work on all attacks either. Like, oh shit, oh, here's another gold. Come on. Oh, come on! Not quite what I meant. I could freaking... I could almost like MLB the EX. I need one more EX for either, and then I can MLB it. I think I might do that, you know. Like, I'm not gonna be... Realistically, I don't think I want to use the Mighty Sneak Spear, because it's too unreliable. So I might as well just combine my EX dupes together and save some more stones. So actually, yeah, I'll take either EX dupes. Well, I'll take a dupe. One more. No more than one. I'll take a burst too, but I really need the LD. Just bet I'm gonna be pulling, and I'm gonna get down to like 50 tickets, and I'm gonna get a freaking burst on a blue orb, because that's how it works, right? And then I'm gonna go dry on tickets and end up hitting the LD. I will laugh if that happens. I actually will laugh. I can see it, but I mean, probably not, right? I've been pretty lucky so far. So, unless this is like RNG's way of like saying screw you on one of your favourite characters ever because you've been too lucky, and then I end up getting shafted. Yeah, I can see that happening, but I won't care, to be honest, really, because I've been that lucky with everything else. That's why we save our resources for moments like these. Mind you, I'm not even 300 tickets down yet, so I can't really complain at all. And here's another gold orb. So we might just end up calling it quits here. Which we do indeed. There's the LD I was looking for. Okay, there we go. So damage report, 230 something tickets. Pretty good. Pretty good. It's below the 300 mark. I call that a win. Anyway, that's going to be my pulse for Ramza's LD. As much as I want the burst, I'm going to keep it in my pants for later. I'm going to go in on Caius or Balthier, whichever one comes later. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and until the next time, take care and goodbye.